Hey, good afternoon. This is Mr. Snyder in the library, bringing you another issue of Tech Talk. This time we want to try to figure out where everybody is, how you're doing with your laptop, if there is anything that you need to check up on to make sure you know how to do. So I just call this one episode 6, Where Are You? Like I said, we want to check in to see where you are with some basic technology things and then also give you an update about the library. So here's our learning targets for today. Want to do some basic tech skills, 5 things that everybody should know how to do or should be doing regularly. Give you a chance to assess your typing speed, look at one more time getting those files backed up on your laptop, and then finally I want to give you an overview about how the library is now going to be arranged. Let's start with some basic tech skills. There are several things that everybody should just know how to do. Now, I could give you a very long presentation on all of them, but I tried to pick 5 that I thought could be the most helpful right now, or some that I see kind of not understood from time to time. So let's start with number 1, OneDrive. Don't forget about OneDrive. Don't forget that you need to get your files up to date, that you need to make sure they're syncing, and that especially when you get a loaner laptop, that any files you create on that laptop, you always send over to OneDrive. Now, you don't always have to install the little app to make that work. You can just go right to OneDrive. You can drag and drop your files into it, but make sure you are using that as consistent file storage and consistent file backup. Number 2, choosing save or save as. It's an easy thing to overlook and an easy thing not to think about, but when you download a new file, you should choose either save or save as. When you start a new file, you should choose either save as. And here's a little graphic that explains how to do it. You choose save when you are making a brand new document and you're saving your work for the very first time. It's also when you want to save changes to something that already exists and you want to keep it in the same place. Or use it when you're saving a document that you don't need to rename. Choose Save As then when you want to give your work a brand new name. Maybe you want to save a second copy of it to somewhere else. Maybe you're trying to save it as a template. Or when you want to keep your original work and not have any changes to it, but you want to update it and be able to have both versions. So those are some basic reasons why you might want to choose Save over Save As. Try to decide which is the best choice and always do that. And if you're doing save, you can just always do quickly Control S on your laptop, and that way you won't have to go up to the file menu and take extra time. Number 3, the best way to download a file. When there's a file like on Haiku or online that you want to get onto your laptop, there's an easy way to do that. Right-click on it and choose Save Target As, or if you left-click on it, then you will get this option that says Open, Save, or Cancel. Under that arrow under Save, if you expand that, you'll get Save, Save As, or Save As Open. I always like to do Save As. That way I know exactly where I'm saving that file and I can always find it later. So choose Save As. When it finishes downloading, then you can do Open, and then you can either edit the work or you can print it, do whatever you need to do. So know how to download something from online. Next one, recognize if your laptop is charging. When you plug in your laptop and then you let it charge all night, you come to school, you realize, hey, I only have 10% of battery power left. It's probably because it was plugged in and not charging. You can tell that very easily by going to the taskbar, clicking on the battery, and then it will tell you if it is available, like if it is plugged in and charging or plugged in and not charging. If it's not charging, it's probably because your battery is bad or because something is actually wrong with the power supply itself. Either way, it's a good time to bring your laptop into the library so that we can fix it. And finally, read the screen. Actually, I was just in a class this morning where a lot of people were getting messages on their laptop screen and, well, people weren't reading them. And we're just kind of sitting there waiting to be told what to do next. You can always, or you should always, just read the screen on your laptop, see what message is there, and follow the directions. Like if you didn't shut down your laptop correctly, and you will probably get this message when you turn on your laptop the next time, you can just choose Start Windows normally. If it happens a lot, you might even want to run the Launch Repair Startup. But make sure you read it before you're just randomly clicking the Enter key or clicking on other things. Always read your screen. So those are 5 things I think everybody should know how to do or remind themselves to do continuously, and I'll probably give you some more the next time we have a Tech Talk. All right, so how is your typing? The ability to type is a really good skill, and the ability to type better is important. You have Type to Learn on your laptop that you can always log into. If you want to know about the login, just go to my Haiku page and the login information is there. But once you feel like you're kind of comfortable with typing, it's good to know how well you're typing. So this would be a great activity to do today after the Tech Talk. So in Panther time, go onto Haiku. Go to my library page, and on the bottom you'll see a page that says Tech Talk Information. When you get there, you'll see a URL for a typing test. I've also put that URL up here on the screen. When you click on that, it'll take you to a website. You don't have to sign in. You don't have to set up an account. You take a 1-minute typing test, and at the end of that, it will give you a score. It actually gives you 3 scores: your typing speed, how many errors you had, and then your adjusted speed based on your errors. After you know those 3 scores, go back to Haiku, click on this link for a survey, tell me the grade you're in, and then your 3 scores, and we're just going to do a little bit of comparison to see how everybody is doing with their typing. Next thing I want to remind you about is making sure those files are backed up. Those laptops run into some trouble, or they sometimes get erased. I mean, over the summer, we take all the laptops, we erase every single file in there, and we start over again. So even if you get the same laptop back next year, any of the files you saved to it the previous year will not be on there. And sometimes your hard drive goes bad and the only option is to actually reformat it, and if you didn't have anything backed up, you're going to lose those files. Or if you ever get a loaner laptop, you want to make sure that you have the files that you need. So don't forget to use that OneDrive. If it's not syncing automatically, just log into OneDrive on Internet Explorer, click the sync button, and that will get you set up to make sure your files are syncing automatically to OneDrive from your laptop. If it's still not working, you can just always go onto OneDrive through Internet Explorer, drag and drop your files into it, and make sure those are the file versions that you're opening on your device. So make sure you are using OneDrive, make sure it's syncing to your device, and always, of course, keep your files backed up. Now that's what I'm really excited about. We have gone to a genre-based organization system in the library. That means that all the books are now grouped by genres. So here's an example of a shelf. These are historical fiction books. They're brown, and you can see on the side of each of the books there is a brown label right there. Now some of the books over here have blue labels. Well, brown and blue mean 2 different things in the library, and I wanted to take a second today to explain to you how exactly the library is organized, and then to show you how you can find where the book is that you want to find. So the first type we have is action. Action is going to be light green. Then we have books where animals are featured, calling those creatures. That's in yellow. Then there's fantasy books. Those are all purple. We've got historical fiction, which is brown. Humor, which is a darkish blue. Mystery, which is red. Realistic fiction, which is a lighter blue. Sci-fi, which is green. Sports, which are orange. Now, how are you going to decide if a book is sports or fantasy or action? What if it's a fantasy book that has a mystery to it and then a sense of action? Or what if it's a sports book that was a historical fiction? Well, all you need to do is go into Destiny and you will be able to find where the book is in the library. Here's how you find a book based on the new genres. Go to Destiny. Of course, you'll click on Kirkland Middle School and then click on Catalog. Type in the name of the book you're looking for or something that the book's about. I'll do a search for Percy Jackson. When it comes up, you see the books are listed just like they were. The call number is nearly the same, except now you see at the end of each book, it lists the genre. Then you go and find that genre on the shelf, and the books on the shelf will still be organized by author. It's just that they are all grouped now by genre. So that is how you find books in the library now. If you have any questions about that, just stop in the library when you ask. You will see lots of signs that will try to help you out. So let's review. Today we went over some basic tech skills, 5 things that everyone should know how to do or should be trying to do more often. Give you a chance to assess your typing. Again, right after this presentation, you should log on to Haiku, and as a Panther Time group, go ahead and do a typing test. Reminding you to always back up your files and to use that automatic backup feature there in OneDrive. And of course, give you an orientation to how the library is going to be laid out now. Hey, this was Mr. Snyder. This was Tech Talk Episode 6. My chance to try to help you be a better digital citizen, give you some information literacy skills, and just update you with technology news from the library. Thanks very much. Have a great afternoon.